The purpose of a yield challenge is to reaching beyond yield obstacles and doing things, whatever we can, to increase soybean production. We want to start with the end in mind to possibly set some goals and to increase soybean yields. Well, looking back over yield challenge the last 3 years, we've had some very interesting situations. It's really more than a contest. We ask that you set aside possibly 10 acres and use 5 acres of that as a check program where you would just do your normal soybean practices there. And then in the challenge part of it, if you wish to put on herbicide or headline fungicide, insecticide, foliar feeds, that's what we're hoping for there, to find out what we can do to really increase yields. This past year we were a little bit challenged with the weather, and we had a 50% reduction in plot completions. But we had over 300 indicated plots in May, and we had 260 registered in July, and we ended up with about 125 results. An unfunny thing happened on the way to harvest. The heavens closed up, changing the course for the year. Our bushel acre range was anywhere from 12.9 to 88.96, and we had increases from a -11 to a +22. Overall average, we increased 3.16. There again, you can see our number of completed plots last 3 years, and we have been increasing in numbers. So we would encourage you to take part in the yield challenge. And looking ahead, we are changing the program this year. Some key changes: it will all be individual entrants. There will be no teams or captains, and entrants can recruit their own agronomist. You can find your own product or technology sponsors, and sponsors can encourage growers to register. Yield Challenge, we are using the Agriculture Science Club here at Northern Illinois for a Yield Challenge coordinator, and they will be a Yield Challenge contact for added support. They will help with monitors with registration and data submission, and this ensures that entries are real compliant. They will also review harvest procedures and approved harvest verifiers, and monitor harvest completion and yield data entry, and then we'll submit a final report. The grower challenge, growers in each district, we have 9 districts across the state, and whoever has the highest % increase between their challenge and their check plot, that's how we determine the winner, will receive a first place prize of $500, and second place will receive $250. We also have a college and FFA challenge, and the team with the highest percentage yield increase over the local county average will win cash awards for their school. And this is just one across the state. The first place will receive $1,000, second place will receive $500. Then we also are throwing a new program in this year. We're putting out the 100 bushel challenge. And we just want to create awareness that 100 bushels is possible, and the award of $5,000 to the entrants with the greatest yield over 100 bushels to the acre. So you can sign up anytime now, visit the ISA booth, or go to soyyieldchallenge.com. So with that, I'll bring Rowen Ziegler up, and a soybean farmer from La Harpe, Illinois. And Rowen, you're on.
Again, if you're interested in the yield challenge, talk to Hodels. They'll get you for the details. Yes, that's me on the screen. That's back when that cap was still clean. So I'm Rowen Ziegler. I farm in Western Illinois, and I am on the Illinois Soybean Board of Association Board of Directors. The association has adopted this as our mission statement. I'd like to read that to you. The Illinois Soybean Association strives to enable Illinois soybean producers to be the most knowledgeable and profitable soybean producers in the world. And everything we do with this in mind. One of the issues we'd like to focus on is quality. And as soybean producers, we think of yield when we do our selections, and we get paid on yield. But we need to start focusing on quality, and that means protein and oil that the beans are ultimately used for. This slide shows we've set a goal of 19% oil, 35% meal. But if you would look at a slide that would show the value of your beans coming out of the oil and meal, it would show that about 65% of your, or about 2/3 of your value comes from the protein that is produced from your soybean field. So I think we need to keep that focus that what we're doing is growing protein, and primarily protein for livestock producers. The better quality we can get, the more value we feel will come back to us as soybean producers. Right now we feel there is a hidden discount built into the market because our protein levels are not where they should be, and we're not being competitive with South America. Illinois produces around 9 million acres of soybeans annually. As soybean producers, we can be proud of that. Average yield in Illinois is 45 bushels to the acre. We'd sure like to raise that. That's the whole purpose of this meeting this afternoon, or today. But we can do better than 45 bushels, I'm sure. We're producing 400 to 450 million bushels a year, nearly $5 billion in state revenue. 55% of our soybeans get exported. Maximum profitability and global competitiveness is one of our goals for Illinois soybean producers. To achieve maximum profitability and global competitive positioning for Illinois soybean growers, we've adopted a target of 600 million bushels of soybeans utilized by 2020. Now, if you remember from a few slides back, we're producing maybe 450 million bushels of beans. That means nearly a third increase in what we're doing in 7 years. That's quite an ambitious goal. And it must be driven by increased profits. In addition, we'd like to have the highest quality soybeans, oil, and meal products available. One of the issues we face is that as the soybean production moves into the northern plains, their protein is lower. So if we can establish ourselves in this state as a higher protein state, we have a competitive advantage in this state. Slide. Implementation of the best management practices to manage soybean profits. We realize that profits there's no magic bullet out there. Profits aren't going to come out of a bag. We have to have a systems approach where we evaluate, look at a number of things, and put it all together in a package to increase our profitability as soybean producers. I once talked to a fellow who said when his hired man adjusted his planter, he double-checked his hired man's work. When he adjusted to the planter, he asked the hired man to check his work. And I think that's a very good attitude here. We want to do the best. We want to check and recheck. Increase soy production in a sustainable manner to meet global needs. One of the things we're focusing on is sustainability, because the people in Europe are demanding it. We have a good story to tell, folks. We're producing more beans with a smaller footprint on the environment, and that's a very good thing. But we can do better. There's some of us that are lagging, and we need to bring everybody up to a higher standard. Sustainability means that we produce what we need to feed the people of to the growing population of the world without impacting a future generation's ability to feed it themselves. That is a very high goal. This morning we had a news conference where we launched the new VIPS website. I don't know if you're probably not real aware of this, but this is one of the tools we have available to help you do a better job of growing beans. It is a statewide farmer-submitted bean varieties are evaluated at University of Illinois and Carbondale and at various research farms around the state. The new website makes it easier to access and to sort. This is information that has not just yield information, but agronomic information, disease and pest-resistant information, and this has protein and oil information. So we're asking you, as you make your selection, go to the VIPS as a double check. Keep your dealers honest. If you can do a better job of selecting for yield, that's great. If you can also take a look at where your soybean or where your oil and protein are getting you, that would be even better. We need to be aware of our final customers. Another area where we're active is we have a scholarship program in place. We have 10 $4,000 scholarships. They're 2-year scholarships awarded with a renewal for a second year. We focused on juniors and seniors because these are the ones who.
Make sure to ask the current scholars to stand up.
Yes, these have the. We focused on people who have the potential to fill research and teaching positions because we feel that there is a lot of persons retiring in the next few years, and we need qualified researchers and educators. We are honored today to have some of the our scholarship winners. Those of you receiving scholarships from the Illinois Soybean Association, would you please stand up? And you're from the University of Illinois. Anybody from the other universities? Thank you. Yeah, let's give them. These guys are going to solve all our problems. Let's give them a round of applause. And if you know somebody who shows promise, let them know that we've got a scholarship to help them out to advance their career in crop sciences. Let's see if I can turn the page. Soy ambassadors. We're also interested in developing leadership for both for our board use and for the use in the general farm organizations. So it's a 2-year program. If you're interested in leadership development for yourself or someone you know, recommend the Soy Scholarship. I recommend the Soy Scholarship or the Soy Ambassador program to you. If you want details, stop by Kent Hodels in the back. Let's see. You are a soy ambassador. You are a valuable input on association and checkoff activities, promoting soybeans and attending key soybeaning events and leaving their mark. Another area that I'd like to mention today is our board is made up of 24 directors. We have 18 directors elected from the district they reside in, and 6 directors that are elected at large. The screen shows 4 districts where the directors are retiring off of. In addition, we have 2 at-large directors that are retiring. I would like to invite you to run for one of these districts, or if you know somebody to recommend, we'd like to hear that. You can talk to anybody with a soybean logo shirt is either on the board or on the staff, so talk to us or talk to Hodels in the back. There are some rather specific requirements for either position, and the letter of intent for the at-large directors needs to be submitted very soon, so don't dawdle on this. Global demand for soybean protein is growing, increased competition. We are now one of many feeding a hungry world. You heard Dr. Bolgi this morning talking about the opportunities and the challenges. Illinois livestock industry is declining. One of the things we've put a lot of emphasis on is we value our customer, and our customer is the livestock industry. The number one user of our soybean meal is the poultry industry. The number two is the hog industry. And so we need to be supportive of those industries that use our products. If you're already a member of the Soybean Association and a desire to affect change, let's see, we have the Voice for Soy. The other thing Bill touched on this morning was being an association member, and I would encourage you to consider that. You ask, why do I want to write another check? I'm already paying the check off. The reason is we cannot use checkoff dollars to do anything political. We can go to the far ends of the world to try to sell your beans, but we can't go to Washington to advocate policies that are in your favor, and we can't go to Springfield for the same purpose. So if you want a free trade agreement, if you like the sales tax exemption on your equipment and your inputs, we need a voice in Washington and we need a voice in Springfield. That's what this membership is for. We have incentive program that's shown on the screen, $100 biodiesel coupon, voucher for Nozyme's BioAg, Soybean Weekly Update, ISA Farmer Leader newsletter, the Field and Bean magazine, and the advocacy and the representation. The net cost to you can be less than zero. So there's really no reason not to join. With the biodiesel coupons, the cost is very reasonable. So I'd really like you all to line, as soon as you're done with your dessert, everybody line up with Kent Hodel, and he's got his hand up back there. I want a big line there so you can all sign up and join. We need your membership. The more members we have, the louder our voice in Washington. That's the bottom line. It's not a matter of dollars as much as it is a matter of numbers. And we have $50 off your 3-year membership when you join the Voice for Soy network. I've already covered the directors at large. Is there anything else, Dan? I've kind of stumbled through this. I'm very glad that you're here today, and I'd like to thank all the sponsors. And you guys check out the booths as you have time. So let's give the sponsors a round of applause, because we couldn't do this without them.